Rib roast, rolled rib roast, porterhouse T-bone. Fuck, with it, $5 for a steak. Oh, hi, what are you doing there? Oh, hi. Hi. Oh, hi, what are you doing here? I'm just going through my big boy barbecue book. It was printed in, I think, 1967. My friend Murray gave it to me. People are always giving me these old cookbooks. I love them. The fun of barbecuing at home, which is exactly what we're doing today. I've got a barbecue over there that I found in the alley. I'm thinking bolognese. Since I was a kid, I've always loved bolognese. My mom made a crap bolognese. I really don't know what she did. It's hard to screw up a bolognese. But my Aunt Jean, who chain smoked menthol cigarettes and had a wig, she made a kick-ass bolognese. It was really good. Today I'm gonna mix it up a bit. I'm gonna be doing it on live coals. I love cooking on fire. So I'm gonna have a few drinks, and I think we're gonna reconvene over to my pit over here. Alley Bouzon Tabernacle. Bolognese is probably one of the easiest sauces you're gonna make. It's a ragu, and there's a lot of different ways you can make it. Today I've chosen ground lamb, ground pork, and ground beef. I'll show you those later. The building blocks of a really good ragu is your mirepoix. So your mirepoix is carrots. I've got some celery here. Again, try to get nice fine cuts on it, and I've got shallots and garlic. Now, whenever I have to use onions, I always use shallots. They're onions on steroids. And I've got some bacon here. I got some kind of a slab of bacon. If you are gonna go this route, make sure you take the rind off. I learned the hard way. I made my daughter a bacon sandwich yesterday. The rind was still on it, and no es bueno. You want every damn thing you put into this dish to have some element of flavor. So traditionally with a bolo, you have pork, beef, and veal. I don't think I've even ever eaten veal. The idea of calves being caged and fattened up, I don't know. I mean, anyway, I decided to go with lamb. Lamb's got a lot of fat to it, and that's gonna be my veal. What I have here is I have about a pound of ground lamb. But for some reason, when you pair lamb with beef, it's a beautiful thing. And of course, a bit of pork, because pork is, God, I'm gonna use the word unctuous. I hate it when people use the word unctuous, but I'm gonna use the word unctuous. So all this stuff I got at Pasture to Plate. It's one of those ethical butchers. Whenever you can, try to support Canadian farmers, and a good way of doing that is getting your meat from places that support small farmers. So we got beef, and we got pork, and we got lamb. Here we have San Marzano tomatoes. I got them in a can. I actually put them through a food mill. One of these things, it's very old school, your grandmother probably had one. Putting your tomatoes through something like this takes the membranes and the seeds out, and just you have a sweeter product. Some bologneses will call just for tomato paste, just tomato paste. I don't like that very much, but I do have tomato paste here, and I have a decent olive oil. Now, this is a cold pressed olive oil. There's a lot of bunk olive oil out there right now, and a way to tell if your olive oil is the real deal is put some in a glass, put it in the fridge. If it goes solid overnight, it's the real deal. Got a little bit of chicken stock, got some red wine, and I've got some cream. We're still waiting for these coals. Hopefully it'll eventually happen. It's time for me to make another drink. Nothing better than cooking in the sun, having some cocktails. So I've got my cast iron pot on here. This thing's 25 years old, and I was thinking the other day, when I'm dead and gone, my kids are gonna probably be cooking with this. I've got my beef, I've got my pork, I've got my lamb. I don't want to scorch my olive oil, so I'm gonna have to move really, really fast. And here we go. I'm putting this all in here, and I want to get a crust on one side of it. Kind of like, you know, when you go to a burger restaurant and you've got that burger that's got a nice crispy crust on it. Oh, there's the crust. That's what I'm looking for. Like that. That is what I'm looking for right there, that crust. Stir this around. I want to get this sweated out. The next phase is I'm going to put a little bit of red wine in here. Now, the thing about a bolognese is there's red wine and there's dairy and there's chicken stock. I'm going to put the red wine in first because I want the alcohol to burn out. Because if the alcohol doesn't burn out, when I put my dairy in, it'll curdle. So for a classic bolo, it calls for a bit of dairy. And I'm going to put the tomatoes in. I've got some wood chips here. I soaked these overnight. I'm going to sprinkle these around. I'm going to give this a little stir with my stick here. I hope that smoke is going to get into the meat. All that smoke is getting in there too. That's going to be a really good bolo. That worked out. Okay. I thought grilled rapini might be something nice to have with our bolo. Something that's real. Okay, that's that. We love you so much. It's olive oil, and I want to move really fast here. Put my rapini on here. Here we go, just turning this over. I've had a crush on Giada De Laurentiis for years, and I've wondered if she's ever had sex with Bobby Flay. I heard they had an affair. I heard that. I'm not sure. My rapini is good here, and I think my sauce is good. Here I am. We've got a rapini. It's got some nice grill marks on it. I'm gonna put a little bit of our decent De Nigris balsamic vinegar. Cost me about, yeah, 60 bucks, but you know what? It's good. And I'm gonna put just a little shake of red pepper flakes, because I like those. And we're gonna do a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano. Just a little dusting of that. Got a little bit of pasta here. My spoon, and start ladling in. And it's a bit of a gamble here. I'm thinking that's just about enough. So here we go. This looks actually pretty good. I'm gonna put some more Reggiano on it. This gets a little taste when I'm cooking. And he's actually my best food critic. I'm quite impressed with myself. I know we always have chefs on TV going, oh my God, that's so amazing. Like as if they're gonna say, oh, I failed. Made a bit of a mistake putting the bacon in when I did, but again, it rendered down. This tastes really good, and I think next time I make a bolognese, I'm actually gonna do it on the barbecue. Lenny, you really want some, don't you? I'm glad you didn't run away today. That would have broken my heart. That would just kill me if you ran away. What are you barking at? Maybe at one point we can comment on how much I've drank during the video. Okay, here we go.